How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to MR Fishing Ohio. Today I'm going to be going through my kayak setup and what I take out when I'm usually fishing a tournament or just really fishing in general. I don't really change what I'm doing when I'm fishing a tournament or when I'm not. I just might bring a few extra things along if it's not like a leisurely day. So let's take a look. So to start, this is my kayak. It's a native Slayer 13. It is a couple years old. I bought it used last year. I'm really happy with it overall. I really like the stability of it, which is kind of like one of the calling cards of native kayaks in particular. They're very stable. Even the Slayer series is very stable. The Titan series is even more stable, but I have no problem standing up in this kayak and fishing for hours at a time, really without sitting down, outside of to like change lures and things like that. But let me go through kind of what I have rigged up and some things I don't have rigged up right now because they're electronics and I didn't really feel like messing with it, but I'll just show you where I put everything kind of relative to when I'm using it. So one of the new things I added this year, this is going to be a mount for my camera. I'll be putting a GoPro here or on my chest. I haven't really decided, but I have both options. Now, this right here, I got my paddle. Don't really use that too much, but I have it on the side here so it stays out of my way, and I'm really only using that to launch. Outside of that, I actually use my emergency paddle way more often. This helps me turn a little quicker. It's also great at killing bugs based on its shape, so I've had to take out a few horseflies with this thing. Now here's where my pedals go. I don't have it in there right now because this is almost on the ground, so I wouldn't want it installed at the moment, but I'll show what I have rigged up on my actual pedal in a moment. And then over here I have my net mounted, and typically I'm going to have my fish finder actually on my pedal drive, and then everything battery related goes into there in this hatch. Next up, for the seat, underneath I have my catch board, and then back here I have a Yak Attack black pack. I got the one with 4 rod holders. I have it kind of in this orientation here with the 2 rod holders right behind me and the other 2 farther back. It might look like this is hard for me to reach, but I have very long arms and it's not a problem for me to reach back there and grab one of those rods. I've already tested it out thoroughly and this will be just fine. And that also lets me use these bungee cables to connect it to my kayak, and that'll be super easy to make sure it stays secure. And then safety flag, of course. And then other than that, I don't have anything else rigged up on my kayak. I like to keep it pretty simple so that when I'm on the water, I can go from being on the water to everything packed up in my car pretty quickly because I don't have to really disassemble too much. There's only 3 things that I like unscrew, and 2 of them don't even attach to the actual kayak, so it saves me a lot of time. So then the last thing I'll show is my attachment I have on my pedal drive. It's a really simple one that I use with my fish finder, and I'll show you right here. So my pedal drive, what I do is I put the fish finder mount right on there, and that saves me a lot of time as well, because then I don't have to worry about taking that piece on and off my kayak, because when I'm taking my pedal drive off, I just put that right in my car. So it's a good time saver for when you're loading up and for when you're getting ready to go on the water. When I get to a place, after I get my kayak off my roof, I can be in the water in less than 20 minutes, which is very nice, and it's good especially for tournament days. And then last thing I'll mention is kind of what I do for my rods. I typically will take anywhere from 4 to 6 fishing rods out with me when I'm going out in the water. But you can see right here that I have 4 on my black pack, and then there's 2 more rod holders that I use right here. Now, I'm always going to be holding one of my rods while I'm fishing. Outside of even when I'm traveling during the day, I'm usually holding one of the fishing poles, or I put it in the rod holder that's right next to me. So it doesn't really make a difference, but anything more than 6 is just too much. And half the time when I'm fishing, I tend to stick with one combo for the entire day. So it ends up not mattering. I bring all this stuff, but it's always good to be prepared. But once you find what the fish are biting, it's hard to switch off something until it stops working. So that's basically my kayak setup. I don't have any plans to putting a motor on anytime soon. That'll probably be for the kayak I get someday. That's a little more built for putting a motor on, but right now I have no plans for that. Just got to keep it simple. And plus, if I end up doing any of the Hobie tournaments next year, you can't use a motor for those anyway. So that's the tournament series I'd really love to fish one day. But schedule-wise, it just doesn't really work for me this year, but I'd love to give it a shot next year. This year I'm going to be doing the qualifiers for the Bassmaster Kayak Series for Ohio, so really excited to try that out.